Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning into Viewpoint on 96.3 WLCN. I'd like to remind everybody, if you have any kudos or questions, you can call in at 217-648-5510. I want to thank our three wonderful guests for making it out on this cold, dreary Wednesday. You bring a lot of light to the station, so thank you so much. We have three wonderful guests, like I said, from the Lincoln Area Music Society. We have Dinelle, Tom Ewald, Silvia Klokkenga. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. You guys have a concert coming up, a big weekend this weekend. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about that, and where's it at?
It's at the Lincoln Community High School on Saturday night at 7 and Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Do people need to purchase tickets at all?
They do not. If you want to sit in the front row, you should get there early.
Okay.
But other than that,
it's free to the public.
It's absolutely free.
Wonderful.
Bring all your friends and relatives.
Wonderful. So how many do you have in the concert that's members of the Lincoln Area Music Society?
The choir has about 40 people in it, and I'm not sure about the orchestra.
I just counted 28.
28.
Oh, wow.
We're a smaller crowd this season.
But we're good.
Do you guys incorporate the Lincoln High School kids too, or not?
The orchestra more than the choir. The orchestra tends to have more high school students in it. The choir less so, because their choir students are really busy in the spring and at Christmas time, which is when we have our concerts.
We have our big concerts.
So, they're welcome to come. But
yeah. So let's kind of back up, and I apologize, I got ahead of myself. How did Lincoln Area Music Society evolve and kind of be where they are at today?
Tom, you've been in it a long time.
Well, I have been in it quite a long time. However, I jumped in really in the middle of it, so I don't know how it actually began. I started attending. I liked the music, and I would attend both the spring concert and the Christmas concert. And I found myself sitting in the audience kind of humming along with many of the songs, and I thought, I think I can hear the tenor in some of these songs. I think I'd like to get involved. And they let me in, even though I was not a music major. I grew up in a musical family, but I was into soccer and baseball and golf and swimming and everything else. But it's been a real rewarding experience, I think. The fellowship and the music. Like I say, I grew up in a family of musicians. My father played the piano and the trumpet. My mother played the piano. I have two sisters, both played the piano, and who were music majors in college.
Wow.
And my father wanted me to play the trumpet, and I started, and the music director at the school said, Tom, I don't think you got the lip for the trumpet. And so I quit that. But I did take piano lessons, and I mastered the March of the Wooden Soldiers. And I got it down, and I learned that now my teacher said, you're going to play for a recital. And I said, what's a recital? She says, well, that's where you play in front of people. That's when I quit the piano. I wasn't going to play in front of anybody. So, well, the rest is history.
Tom makes a good point. It's not an audition choir. It's a volunteer choir, and we'll let anybody in. Right?
So they let Tom in.
They let me in. Hey.
So if Tom's in, anybody can join.
Anybody can be in. But
the door's open.
It's amazing how well they do, how good they are, both the orchestra and the chorale, because it's all a non-audition, just normal folk like all of us. So
if you kind of sing off key just a smidge, it's okay.
Well, no, I didn't say that.
Well, I try to get next to somebody who really reads music well, and then I can do okay.
Then you do really good. So, yeah.
But it is amazing, just personally, how much I feel like my voice and my range improves by the end of rehearsal time.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And we all enjoy it so much. We're there because we love to sing, or as an orchestra because we love to play our instruments with a group, which is totally a different thing than in the shower. Right?
It's work, but it's fun.
We didn't answer your first question. Sylvia, do you remember what year Lamb started? Because I think it was before I was born. I'm not sure.
I just was looking at the program that should have said that, and
No, that's okay.
I don't
No, I was
remember,
just
but I
curious.
would like to say that Lou Tesh had his last meeting with us on the board, and he was an original member, and he said he was serving on the board for 36 years.
Wow. So it's been around for.
Yeah, we ask for commitment from
Yeah.
our people.
That's awesome.
So he was there pretty close to the very beginning, and I think it was just a group of people who wanted Lincoln to have more music, and knew that there were people who wanted a place to come and make music to
Wonderful.
share, and so
And you can be from any aspects, really, because
Right.
Sylvia, you're from Emden, so it's not just people living in Lincoln, so
Not
the
at all.
surrounding. So, do you have anybody
We've had
outside of
people
Logan County or not?
sometimes from Petersburg, as far as the summer band, and also I think they travel as far as up by Pontiac for summer band.
Oh, wow.
So it draws. We typically say Lincoln because we rehearse in Lincoln, but it's Lincoln area. It's Logan County. My daughter was helping me make the website last year, and she put in Logan County Music Society, and I said, it doesn't say that, it just says Lincoln. And we had to
correct
redo
that.
that. Yeah, and she said, well, I thought it was for everybody. I said, you thought right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not the name.
Yeah, that's just the name. So, where do you guys practice at then? So,
The
somebody's-
choir practices at Jefferson Street Christian Church in Lincoln. The orchestra practices at the high school. We practice for about 9 weeks prior to the concert each season for an hour and 15 minutes. And I think the the orchestra practice is a little longer than that.
Is that once a week?
hours.
Or
Yeah, once a week.
Just once a week.
Once a
then,
week.
so somebody can't work it into.
And I want to say our orchestra director is Caleb Plume. He teaches in Mount Pulaski, so obviously he couldn't be here this morning. But I wanted to give a shout out for him.
Wonderful.
He's really great.
Neat.
And Dinelle is the choral director.
I am.
You are the choral director. Then.
I am. I have been. This is my third season to direct the choir. I've lived here in Lincoln for 20 years, and I recently retired, sort of. So this was a really great opportunity for me to do something I love to do and enjoy it a lot. So.
Wonderful. That's great.
She makes it fun, and she
I
does
try.
well.
I second that. It's a
Yes.
lot of fun.
What's your age ranges? Do you have, younger adults then? or not?
Yes,
Or-
we're looking for more from that age group. We have a lot of retired folks in our choir, and we have several younger adults, but we'd love to have more from that age group as we continue to build. So anybody is welcome from any age group, really.
Do the area high schools try to send kids or encourage kids, do you think, or not? Or,
More for the summer music, as
Yes.
Dinelle said, they if they're involved in music, they might be busy there,
Right.
And of course, in our smaller high schools, the kids are involved in so many different activities,
yeah.
which is not to say that Lincoln High School kids aren't, but they might be a little more specialized in their involvement, and so we try to especially contact our high school teachers so that they would know that we have scholarships available for those
Wonderful.
high school students who do participate.
Yes.
But they have to participate in LAMS, and the more seasons, the better.
Right.
And so, we have connections. As Dinelle said, Caleb teaches at Mount Pulaski. He was Hardham band director for a little while.
That's right. I
too.
forgot about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, it's nice to have all these.
Right.
We're in Logan County.
So these scholarship winners, most of them, they go on to university and study music in some form or other. So that's really a good catalyst for local young people to be involved with us.
Yeah, they have to have a music major then. or-
They don't have
don't
to,
have
but
to.
a lot of them, this is their specialty and it's what they love to do, and that's what they end up doing. So
How many scholarships do you give out a year? Does it depend? on
it
your
depends
years?
on the
Right.
years, how many applications we get, the amount of money we have to spend, things
Right.
like that.
How many are you looking at this year? Then?
We have one, but I can't tell you. It's a secret until Saturday night.
I was going to ask you a deal. So. But you are going to award it then on
Yes.
Saturday night.
Yeah,
Oh, wonderful.
yeah. So-
What a special time.
Yeah, it really is.
That's wonderful.
Matter of fact, last season we had one of a high school student who wrote a piece for the orchestra that was played at the concert.
Really?
Yeah, it was very special to have that,
That
and to be
is
able to
neat.
highlight somebody like that in our community.
Such local talent
Yes.
then.
Yeah.
No, that is
Yeah.
great.
And I think we should mention the summer band a little bit.
Sure,
I mean, we're
please do
talking
so,
about this
yeah.
weekend's concert, but
Right. We have coming up then.
In the summer, we have 4 weekends in the summer where a band plays in the park in Lincoln, in Latham Park. And that tends to, as Silvia said, that tends to appeal to a lot of high school students because they're more available in the summer. And that's directed by Riley McDormand, and he has connections within the high schools too. So
So
we
you
should
guys
probably
put
mention
on-
that.
Now refresh my memory. That's
That's at
an
Latham Park.
Yeah, but is that an ongoing or not? I know they usually have like concerts in the park. They call it.
Yes. Yeah.
Concerts in the
Yep.
park in June, and this year it will be every Sunday in June at 7 p.m. except for Father's Day.
Okay.
So we have 2, and then 2 more.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Okay.
So yeah, so just so to looking ahead.
Yeah, I remember that, and it's always neat. People bring their lawn chairs and
Yeah.
sit there and enjoy. And
So Lambs is very involved with music for an entire year throughout the community, which I think is really special for our community to have that.
so whatever fits into somebody's schedule, then.
Yeah, and their skill set.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, I think we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we've got the members here from the Lincoln Area Music Society. We encourage you to call in with any questions or kudos that you have. Thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint. We're back here on 96.3 FM from the Lincoln Area Music Society is in studio with us, and they have a concert coming up this weekend. And again, I want to highlight, folks, it's free. You enjoy music, you enjoy humming along, just enjoying people, the camaraderie, bring your family. It's a really nice time. It really, really is. So it's at the Lincoln High School, correct?
Yes.
This weekend. And you said what's the times again?
7 on Saturday night and 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday.
On Sunday. So let's kind of dive deep into that. Do we have a theme for this concert this weekend or not? Or?
The theme is there's something for everybody.
Okay.
I think between the orchestra and the choir. So I'm gonna put Tom on the spot and ask him what his favorite choir song is from this set.
I think that a couple of the movie songs, Down by the River, let's see.
Down in the river.
Down in the River.
Pray.
That was in a movie, and that's fun to sing. It's a pretty tune also. And Gershwin, I always think Gershwin's kind of difficult. Gershwin had the reputation, I think, of writing his music to the sound of the railroad train, the L train in New York, and some of it is along that rhythm, and it's not always easy to sing. Some of the music is difficult, I would call it difficult, and some of it's pretty easy and easy to learn. But
Don't scare anybody off. No.
But we have enough practices that even I can learn the difficult music. I like that one. Let me think.
Okay, you
for a
think,
minute.
and I'll jump in and say, so that even shows just the two things he picked are
Right.
very different. So you've got a Negro spiritual, Down in the River to Pray, which was very prominent, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou,
Yes,
that movie,
yes.
and the baptism scene. So along with Deep River, so there's a river theme. The orchestra is also doing a song about rivers. It's called American River Portrait. So there's a lot of rivers this weekend. And then the Gershwin is a set of Gershwin tunes, like a medley of Gershwin tunes.
Oh, how neat.
Which, I mean, who doesn't love Gershwin, right?
Yeah.
So it's very fun. You'll find yourself kind of probably singing along if you're a Gershwin fan. And you can sing along if you want to. That's fine. So another song that I wanted to highlight was from the Pixar movie Coco. We're singing a song called Remember Me.
Neat.
Part of it is in Spanish. And the choir really loved learning the Spanish.
I was going to say. I said a prerequisite. We need to.
So I want
expand.
to appeal anybody who's listening who speaks Spanish. Please come, and then you can tell us afterwards whether you understood anything we said or not.
That's wonderful.
But your kids will recognize that it's a Disney film, right? So
Well, there were 4 who really mastered it, I think.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
And they kind of led the way in translation.
That's
but
wonderful.
I would say my favorite would be Great Is Thy Faithfulness. It's a hymn tune. And most of the music, I would say, I'm somewhat familiar with. But what they do is they have a different arrangement, a unique arrangement of so many old songs. And that puts a new wrinkle, I think, in the music. And I think makes it more fun.
That is a beautiful song, by the way. That's one of my favorites.
And,
This is a great arrangement. It's a
Some of
really
it's-
beautiful arrangement.
Some of the music is funny. Some of it, I think, is inspirational and uplifting. And so just a really nice variety. I like the variety.
So I think kids will enjoy it. I think every generation, there's something in it for every generation
It's a
to
genre for
enjoy
everything, yes.
and be able. And you might find yourself like Tom sitting out there going, "Oh, I think I'd like to do that." So we encourage that as you come and listen to think about joining us in the future. So we hope you enjoy it. I wanted to highlight a couple things from the orchestra too.
Sure, please do
on
so.
Kayla's behalf. Caleb and I both say, "Please join us." We're always looking for new members. Caleb said, "Please ask for string players." So that's what I'm doing. If you play strings, especially, he said to tell you that their highlight of the orchestra is the prelude to the opera Carmen. It's a big piece that they're doing. And I would add that we're also doing some preludes to operas, so it's a very classical day. we're gonna help you. I don't know, reach into your classical space, I guess. They're also doing selections from Into the Woods, the musical, and so I lost my little thing here. Send in the Clowns, Stephen Sondheim.
Oh, yes.
So they have a couple of other things too. So that's also a very eclectic group of things. So you're going to have a good time listening to all different genres.
Silvia, what's your favorite piece or one of your favorite pieces from this coming up this weekend?
I enjoy all of them to a certain extent. The challenge has been great. I was just recently really liking our first one, Musica.
Yes.
And because I hadn't mastered it very well until I did as my director instructed, and I listened to it more.
It's so simple.
Go figure. But I sing second, so I'm not singing the melody, and I figured out, where to hit when I'm supposed to.
Right.
And as I say, we could use more people. We've had a lot of illness this season, and I sat alone in a row about 3 times, and I hurt myself a little more than I wanted to.
You didn't quite blend in, did you?
There was no one to blend with. I was just there. But yeah, I really like that one. I enjoy the overture a lot. That's a lot of fun, and I can't wait for my son and hopefully my grandsons to come and hear that and enjoy that.
Wonderful.
So the first piece she's talking about is called Musica Gloria, and it's by a really famous composer named Joseph Martin, and then Mark Hayes, who is a contemporary arranger. And it's more of a concert choir piece, like a festival piece, and it's really fun. And then the other piece is a set of overtures from operas, which overtures and operas are instrumental. They're orchestral, but we're singing them. And that's all I'm going to say. We're singing the orchestral.
You're dangling
yes,
the carrot
you've
for
got
people
to come in order to experience this phenomena of us singing opera overtures. So, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm always so glad that I get to sit through the orchestra twice since we're singing, and I just enjoy listening to them so much. There's so much about coming to a concert that just kind of makes you feel like your soul has been fed, but also to sing with a group, I think it's so therapeutic. And I think we kind of miss that opportunity to give ourselves some therapy before we came in, as Tom said, joy, happiness from just the producing of music and being together.
Now, not to put you on the spot, but I do have a question. If somebody can't make it this weekend, do you record it at all?
No.
And then we can watch it afterwards.
No.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No,
I was
that's
just
okay.
wondering.
Some of our members record it, but then there's copyright issues of us putting it on
True.
in a format where people can listen to it. So,
Okay. No, and I understand that,
Yeah,
so
so
yeah.
that's, we haven't been able to do that. So you have to come or find somebody with a phone or something.
That's standing in the corner recording.
right. So, but that's a good.
And you
it's
did
really,
not see them at all, do that. So,
That's a really good question.
Yeah,
but,
no, I understand about copyright and everything, and
Yeah.
that's, I respect that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we don't really have a licensing to
Right.
do that, so.
Right.
Too
I'll
bad.
give folk one more reason to come, and that is, I think, to watch Kay play the piano.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my.
Now,
Yes, Kay
Yes.
Dawson.
Dinelle is an expert pianist herself, but the two of them really connect.
Awesome.
And Kay is really, really good. Tim, when he was leading, he's led a lot of drama in Lincoln. He won't do a musical without Kay being the accompanist. And I can tell you, because she is my wife's cousin, and I watched her from the time she was in junior high. She could, I think, play, when she entered junior high, play every single hymn in the church hymnal. And she's
very
fun to watch.
extremely talented. Yes.
She gets to show off in the Gershwin piece.
Really wonderful.
There's some Gershwin, and all these pieces have really demanding piano parts, and that's Kay Dobson,
Yeah.
if you're listening. So yes,
Yeah.
we're very fortunate to have her at
We
the
are.
keyboard.
An anecdote here. Tim would always have us, often over the years at the Christmas concert, we had to learn the Messiah, the Handel's.
Holy, of
So-
course.
Yes.
Yep.
And what I learned was that Handel had no mercy on tenors. He has us singing high most all the way through that, and it's not an easy piece. And I think I got it right a couple of times.
Well, the tenors are the least complaining of all the four parts. I will say that they never utter a word in rehearsals.
So do you guys join forces?
Good.
Again, another question, not to put you on the
Sure,
spot,
sure.
it popped in my head. Do you guys join forces at all, one would say, or collaborate with Tim's group, with the Lincoln Community Theater at all? Or
Well-
have you thought about that or not? Or just what? Or could
Not
you?
exactly. Tim directed this choir until I took it over
Right.
for many years.
Right.
So we collaborate
I
in
didn't
the
know, it
sense
just popped
that
in my
there
head,
are
like
a
I
lot
said.
of the same people involved.
In both?
Right.
Uh-huh.
We have many. You'll notice a lot of community theater people in the choir, and Tim is still in the choir.
Right.
He's still singing in it, even though he's not directing it anymore.
Wonderful.
So a lot of the same people doing a lot of the same things in a small town.
In a small town.
And
yeah.
anybody revolved around Tim Searby means something is happening
Right.
musically somewhere. So
Yeah.
And Tim sings right next to me. So I let him
Oh, boy.
show me which are the whole notes and the half notes and the quarter notes and the notes you hold and where you rest and where you breathe.
I paid Tim to take care of Tom.
He is extremely talented, too.
Yes.
I mean, our community truly is
Yes.
blessed with a lot of talent.
We really, really are. And I think also, we were all so saddened to lose Lincoln Christian University's choirs and programs and Lincoln College's choirs
Right,
and
yes.
programs. And so I think everyone in Lambs is that much more motivated
good point.
to give to the community as much as we can.
Right. Because did you guys practice out there or perform at all at the colleges, either one of them or not?
I've heard
before
it
they closed?
spoken of that they might have given one or two concerts out there, but I don't think on a general basis. We would
yeah.
more often at Lincoln College.
Yeah.
And we used to go around to the nursing homes, too, with parts of our programs. And I miss doing that, but of course we aren't as
I'd like
available
to
do
say, like,
that.
if you live, I used to teach at Lincoln Christian, so I was busy, but I've lived in Lincoln for 21 years. So if you're out there and you're living in our community and you're just even slightly been thinking, I'd like to be more involved in the community, this is a good way to do it. Because as Silvia said, we lost the 2 colleges. COVID, music took a big hit during the COVID years in our schools. And so what I've noticed is the schools are just building back up.
Yes.
Their music programs, after that, they couldn't do anything. And churches lost people in their choirs because of those years. So if you're a singer or an instrumentalist, this is a great way to both be able to do that and to get involved and be a part of the community. I think you would really enjoy that aspect of it. I'm happy to now be more a part of the community than I used to be.
So after this concert, then when do you start back up for practices for your next?
We
would be
start-
summer, correct? Your next.
Yeah, well, the band is different from us, so they practice just a week before
Right.
the rehearsals.
Okay.
Right, and then the choir and the orchestra will start back up like in October for the Christmas holiday concert, which will be usually early December. So
What about the concerts, though, coming up at Latham?
that one, they start in June, I think.
Right, I think it's June 7th.
Yeah.
But do they
So-
start practicing in May for that?
They will
or
start,
not?
I think, they usually practice like the Thursday before.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
they
Okay.
practice one time.
One time.
Before the
For each
concert.
weekend,
for
it's
each
a different set of music.
Yeah.
They're really talented.
Yeah, so that's a different concept than
Concept
what we
like what you're
do.
doing, okay.
They put those together pretty quickly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's a good time commitment in the summer. It's not as lengthy as what you have for the other big concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But still, I appreciate that we have this season in a block,
Yes.
and that makes life a little more doable. You know, you're
Yeah.
not signing
Yeah.
on.
It's more manageable.
It
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you practice on Wednesday evenings or not? Or
Choir
Tuesday?
practices on Tuesday evenings.
Tuesday evenings, okay.
And the orchestra practices on Sunday afternoons.
Okay.
So that again, this is true what Silvia said. Like, even myself, it's nice to know it's 9 weeks, and then I've got a break. And
You got
then
a
it's,
big break,
yeah,
yes.
and then 9 more weeks, and it's not a constant
Continuous.
commitment. You can set yourself apart for those 9 weeks. It's really a helpful
Wonderful.
way to go about your life, I guess.
And Dinelle is allowing us to wind up the concert this time with an arrangement of America, God Bless America, which
I'm allowing you.
which is a beautiful. It's a
You're welcome.
beautiful arrangement of America, and we've done it almost every year.
Yeah.
And it's an arrangement that really it brings the audience to its feet.
It's
And
orchestra
I-
and choir together.
And I think it ought to be America's hymn tune. I don't know that America has a hymn tune. There are some nations that have hymn tunes, but I don't know that America has one. Did anybody know? No?
I don't
think
Like-
so.
But
No.
the Star Spangled Banner is
Well, that's-
considered that.
Is that what it's considered that is?
Yeah.
Eh, it's
Well,
not a hymn, though.
that's-
But it isn't a hymn.
Yeah.
That's a good distinction.
But some would like God Bless America to be America's hymn tune.
Yeah. It's a big crowd pleaser, and the audience sings along at the end.
Yes.
So,
Oh, neat.
yeah, it's very special.
Orchestra and choir together. And
Probably several eyes that are not dry. It's a rousing, wonderful
Moving piece.
arrangement. It is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So I think you've heard everything we're doing on Sunday, but I hope I left enough mystery
Yeah, there's
for
a
you to
things
come
coming.
and see Tom sing Spanish, for example.
and we didn't talk about every single piece. So
Yeah. If you want to highlight some more, that's okay. But no.
I think we did talk about every single piece
Did we?
in some way or another.
Okay.
yeah.
I will. The orchestra has a couple more pieces that I didn't mention. There's a Midnight Beguine and another commissioned piece, not by anybody who lives here, that they're doing. So it's going to be very lovely.
An interesting aspect, too, is every song has a story. And usually they're introduced with the story, the storyline with the music. And that adds to it, I think.
it does. I always learn something.
I do, too, yes. America has quite a story.
Yes. Yes. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint. I appreciate Dinelle, Tom, Silvia from Lincoln Area Music Society folks free concert this weekend. Nice fellowship. It's at the Lincoln High School, we said, on Saturday night, 7 o'clock, and then on Sunday at 2. Come out and show your support and be with everybody. That would be great. The Lord weather willing, we'll be back next week on 96.3.